Hey, everybody, and welcome to another special presentation of the Let's Go Off-World podcast. We are here for episode 3 of A Legion's Quest, an unofficial mythic adventure. Joining me today, are my wonderful players. Curtis, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
Jesse?
Ready to get that loot.
Right on.
Tuck and roll.
That was definitely a classic moment from last week's game. Nate?
Yeah.
Doing well. Can't wait to get back into it.
Good. Trevor?
Doing good. Can't wait to see if I survive.
Right on. Well, hopefully you'll have a few advancements that'll help you along with that. The end of last session, our characters did level up, so they are now second level. Their survivability has increased slightly over the original 2 quests. So let's see where this one takes us. As we finished last time, the party had just, as they were traveling, came across a young woman who was being pursued by skeletons. After saving her from skeletons, she informed them that her father was back at their wagon while they were traveling and had been ambushed by skeletons. The brave party rushed forward into danger to attempt to rescue her father. Unfortunately, him and his bodyguard were dead by the time that they got there. No fault of their own. But they engaged the villainous skeletons in combat and fell them. So as we wrapped up the last game, they had just finished defeating the evil skeletons and now have to face the consequences of a young girl who just lost her father. So, all right, guys. The last skeleton had just fell in combat. Kermone and Tyrra, the young girl, as soon as the last skeleton is destroyed, Tyrra pulls herself away from Kermone and runs over to her father, who has a severe wound from a great axe inflicted on him by the Minotaur skeleton. She begins sobbing and shaking his chest, almost like she's trying to wake him up, but you know that's not going to happen.
So it was a fatal wound,
dead.
You're saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. When you said severe, I thought maybe there's a chance that it could bring him.
So you're saying
Bring him
there's a
around.
chance.
Maybe someone could, but no one within the party, this current party, has the abilities to revive the dead. So
Should have gone with the necromancy. Back in some form. I mean, it's not the same.
That's almost a meme. Yeah. You have my sword and my axe and my bow and your dead father.
And your dead father. And your dead father.
So, she's hunched over him, crying, "Papa, no, please don't leave me," sobbing, very upset.
I think Gradduk is the one to console her. I think
Even Cremone doesn't seem like his usual self as he walks over to join the 4 of you. It seems like her sadness is even affecting him.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't think your father's going to be recovering from this. Where is it that you were headed? Is there something that we can do to help you?
Okay, she lifts her head from his body, her eyes bloodshot. We had been hired to deliver a parcel, a large package to the town of Rakshesh. We were on our way there. They were waiting for us.
Do you know why they were after you?
No. My father was an alchemist, but I do not believe that. I don't know why anyone would want to harm him. He was just the most kind man.
Is their wagon still intact, Joe?
It is. It is. Yes.
The party
Can
wagon.
we maybe step a few feet away and have
Turtle
a band
man?
meeting? Can we have a band
I'm
meeting
sorry.
real quick, guys?
Yeah. You guys can step aside for a moment if you wish to talk amongst yourselves. I was
So
distracted
We
by.
step out of earshot
Yeah.
of Tyrra and just. So
Do
should we
you
collectively agree
Yeah. hmm
to if we're going to Rakshesh? We could take the wagon. We could get her there safely.
Oh, sure.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
another
if anything,
liability.
it gives us some cover and literal and figurative.
We can't leave her by herself, so
We can't leave
I mean,
it by
it
ourselves.
makes sense. We're already going there.
Yeah,
Do you
I
think
just wanted
that
to make sure
maybe-
before I extended the offer that we're all on the same page here, gentlemen.
Do you think
And
that maybe
Camellia.
somebody tipped somebody off, and that they thought maybe that they were carrying what we're carrying?
I mean,
Are
they
we
were
heading
carrying a
into-
parcel going to the same place, and they were ambushed.
Mhm.
It's a possibility.
That's a good thought, Eénsek. We
You're smarter than you look, Gradduk.
I'm just-
yeah, we ought to
because I
be
agree with you,
more.
That makes me smart.
We ought to be more sharp than usual the rest of the way there.
Yes, this isn't going to be as easy as we thought, I think.
All right, let's step back and tell Tyrra that she's more than welcome to join us. We're going in the same direction.
Tyrra. Okay, Tyrra. Got a lot of
I thank you. I
NPCs.
do not think that I could make the rest of the journey alone, especially since Henry is missing. She blinks her eyes, but you can tell it's hard for her to see with the tears in her eyes.
Who's Henry, Tyrra?
Henry, our donkey. He was pulling the wagon when we were ambushed. When Father said run, I ran. I don't know what happened to him.
Who's got the best tracking skills amongst us? Perhaps he hadn't run too far and we can retrieve him.
Camellia immediately starts looking on the ground for signs of the donkey's tracks.
Okay.
And if not, Cremone can pull the cart, right?
Your humor escapes me, sir.
Oh, I wasn't being funny.
That is obvious. Jesse, can I get a survival check from you, please?
Certainly. That's a 16.
Nice.
Okay. It's actually fairly easy to, even though there's a lot of tracks around the area, there's only one set of hoof prints. So it's pretty easy to see where the tracks lead off into a slightly denser bit of forest off the main road.
And it's
So,
a
I
donkey,
think
so
we
there's got to
should
be a little smell.
We should split up and a couple of us stay with the wagon and Tyrra, or maybe Tyrra goes with the donkey. She can help bring the donkey back. The donkey will know her, and the two of us should stay with the wagon and protect what's in it.
Okay.
I'll stay. I think
Ferr and Camellia, you want to go?
So,
Sure.
since-
Camellia already ducks into the overbrush and starts heading in that direction.
Yep, Camellia, I'm right behind you.
Hmm.
Come on, Tyrra. Stick close. Is Tyrra armed at all, Joe?
It looks like she might have a small dagger on her, but not even the kind for fighting. Probably more of a utensil
Buttering toast.
than a weapon. Yeah.
Can I give her one of my daggers while we're out doing this, or?
If you offer it to her, she said, I could take it, but it's likely I'd hurt myself as much as anyone else. I have no training with weapons.
Okay, yeah, that's a up close and personal weapon, so perhaps it's better in my hands. Just stay close.
What
Yeah, okay.
what all is on this wagon that you guys were transporting?
My father
We
is
can-
an alchemist.
Oh.
My father is an alchemist. So potions, salves, all types of combined ingredients to sell to people that they might be able to take care of themselves. You can see the wagon, so my drawing definitely doesn't do it just.
Oh, we should probably bring that up.
Might we, in exchange, of course, for us helping you, have a little look and maybe access to some of these potions?
Sorry about that. So it's more of a gypsy style wagon, completely enclosed with a roof, and then it has a part on the front that folds out with an overhang, and like a table folds down from the side of it. So it's actually a very fancy wagon.
Okay.
So are Camellia and Tyrra and I on our way into the woods now?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Heading into the forest. It actually doesn't take long. You guys probably only travel about 50 feet before you can see a relatively small looking gray donkey. Looks like he's eating flowers in a small clearing.
Oh, dear.
Tyrra, I take it that's Henry?
Yes, and he looks mostly unharmed, thank goodness. You can see that he's still wearing the harness for pulling the wagon. It looks though as if the straps have been cut, almost like her father cut the straps so that the donkey could run away.
So can we grab those straps and tow him back to the cart?
Oh, when she comes into the clearing and goes, "Henry, over here, Henry." The donkey lifts his head and juts out his teeth and goes, "Hee-haw, hee-haw, hee-haw," lets out a beller that could probably be heard for about a mile around.
Oh boy.
But then he begins trotting over towards you guys. It seems like he's happy to see her.
Okay.
When
Hope that
he
didn't
when
raise
he
an
gets
alarm.
to you guys, she throws her arms around his neck and says, "Oh, Henry, I'm so glad you're all right. I had feared something terrible had happened to you." At that, while she's hugging him, you can see that he is kind of bending his head down, almost like he's trying to grab something out of her pocket. And then she kind of slaps his neck and says, "Henry, stop. Sorry about that. He has some strange proclivities."
Can I see what's in that pocket?
Something wrapped in cloth. It might be part of a travel ration.
A Henry snack? Like a Scooby snack? Reggie? Okay.
Okay.
So do we just grab the straps and lead him back?
Yeah, you can easily enough. He still has his full attack and harness on. So.
Okay, great. Let's get back and see if we can't repair this harness and be on our way. That braying may have let a few others know that we're around.
Okay. You guys are able to take him and easily lead him back to where the wagon is in the road.
As we're walking, I'm going to ask Tyrra, does she know where or who she was supposed to meet in Rakshas?
Yes. There's a noble. Well, I do not know if he is noble or just wealthy. A man by the name of Filmarian, and he's quite wealthy. My understanding is that he owns most of the town of Rakshas. He has a collection or something. We were actually taking them for the church, pieces to add to his collection.
I see. And were you to be paid once this was delivered in full?
Yes, we were given half in advance, and we were to receive the other half from him once it was delivered.
Well, it's awfully tragic, obviously, what happened to your father. So we'll make sure that you get this delivered and get paid in full, so you have some means to live comfortably.
You have my thanks. I don't know what I'm going to do without him. I had never considered it. We had never had anything like this happen before. All right. About that time, you guys arrived back at the wagon.
Joe,
I am.
out of context, how weird is it for skeletons to have attacked us?
It's not strange except for where you guys are at. So,
Okay,
you're in Etheros, and it is quite easier for the defenders of Etheros to detect skeletons and undead more so than any of the other evil races. So an attack from goblins, you'd be like, okay, some goblins snuck in to but for undead to come in,
okay.
they had to have known that they were going to be detected at some point.
That's a great question.
So it's strange to our characters to encounter them here, not that skeletons are out walking around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The priests and paladins of Etheron are specialized to combat undead and demons
their
more
natural
than anything else.
enemy, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So for them to,
Good
I
point.
mean, back in character, that's say you just brought that up, Camellia, to us. Just like,
Yeah. So it's like,
go
so
ahead,
as we're
character,
walking
bring
back,
that up.
as we're walking back, because Fer's a paladin, she says, "You find it a wee bit odd that there's skeletons this far into Etheros."
I'd say it's a lot more than we, Camellia. Yeah. For them to trek in this far in this area is quite an anomaly. And we should, I don't know, be extra concerned about it. Again, they must have had a strong reason to try and attempt such a feat.
Indeed.
Are you guys back now at this point?
Was she saying she was bringing items to give to the owner of the town for his collection in the church, or she was selling stuff to bring the money back to their church?
They were hired to ferry items from the church in Burlong to a private collector in Rockshish, a wealthy private collector.
Gotcha.
Is it, sorry, again, maybe an outside question. Is it, anything peculiar that they'd have items from a church that they're selling to a collector? As if maybe they procure them? That
could possibly be weird to you guys. To them, it's just money for transporting. They at this point they don't even know what the items are. They're in a crate. So
we should suspect them of being like church thieves.
No.
Okay.
Why would they have hired an alchemist to transport items from a church?
Is Camellia inquiring this out loud?
Yes.
Bird.
She's saying it to no, she's saying it to Tyrra.
Okay. Tyrra says they didn't hire us because we were alchemists. They were hiring. They hired us because we were going to attend a wedding that's taking place in Rockshish. So we were already on the way there. So they just asked us to take these items and deliver them.
Friends of the bride or the groom?
We were going to sell potions.
Okay.
Some father knew some recipes that of potions that you could throw at the ground, and they would make effects that people found entertaining. Some, especially after weddings, potions of antidote are very popular, especially
Ecstasy.
with the
Ecstasy
more
is what you're
noble.
saying, right?
Sir, she blushes. That must be an elven tradition. I have not heard of humans doing so.
I don't even know if you're here.
No.
Assuming you're back.
Assuming
Yes.
that you're returning about now, since you aren't far away.
Tyrra, does Lady Belush ring a bell? Does that name sound familiar at all?
I've heard the name. If you're asking if it has anything to do with our transaction, no. We actually spoke with a monk, Brother Norman. He was the contact that we had at the church. He's the one that gave us the crate.
And you don't know what's in the crate?
No, we didn't ask. We were just asked to deliver it. I never thought there was a reason to check.
Just as far as you know, it's just items for this man's collection. Well,
Yeah.
we're going to
My
like
my
you said,
assumption is that they were benign, but now I have to question that after my father was murdered by the undead.
Well, we don't know if
Yeah.
they just happened to come upon them or if they're actually here to, in fact, take those possessions because they might know what they were.
Is
I mean,
this
I think we should
chest
take a look.
locked? Yeah.
It's a crate, so it's
Crate.
like nailed shut. Yeah,
Pry it open. Yeah.
you could if you wished. Yes.
Does it say fragile on it?
Gradduk grabs the
men.
top of the crate and just rips it open.
It's a national
Okay.
award.
For someone of his strength, it's easy enough to do. He pulls it open. Immediately, you see laying on top is a shield, a kite shield in design. It's actually the Xylona shield that actually has Xylona's moniker on it.
Oh, yeah, I'm very familiar with that.
A green field with a golden head on it. The only thing that's odd about the shield is when you look at it, Xylona's eyes seem to lock with yours in an almost uncomfortable way. And if as you move, it feels like the eyes on the image of Xylona are following you.
Well, I'm obviously very familiar with these types of shields being from the Order, but I've never come across one like this.
Right. It definitely feels like it's not just a mundane shield. It's laying in a bed of straw inside.
Eénsek is just moving back and forth.
Yeah, and the eyes like they're not following you, but it feels like they're following you.
I mean, it doesn't appear to be anything dangerous to transport, and that was my concern. So,
But there's something,
it's an odd shield, but yeah.
I don't know,
Strange.
something.
Coming from a church.
I'm glad that you guys found the donkey, and I know
Yes.
this may be kind of a sensitive subject, but what are we doing with the bodies? Are we going to try to make room on the wagon to transport it, and is that going to be too heavy for the donkey, or do we need to try to bury them here? Like I said, sorry to ask such a sensitive question, but
I
we
think
know
that's
that.
up to
No.
Tyrra.
Yeah, I asked that to Tyrra.
Oh, okay.
I would very much prefer if my father could be buried in a cemetery where it would be easy for me to go and see him. His bodyguard, of course, it's sad that he perished, but he was a paid defender. If you wish to bury him here, I have no objections to that.
Does he have family waiting for him at home? Do you know?
I don't. My father hired him.
We'll take them both to the town.
Okay.
The only
have some
problem I foresee is that we have to go to Rakshas. I don't know how much further that is. then we have to come all the way back to what's our town of origin again? I forget. Sorry.
Burlong.
Burlong.
Oh.
Thank you.
Well,
So
I was
by
just
that
saying, we
point,
take them
these.
to Rock Shesh. They can figure out what to do with them there.
Well,
I
and
just
But
sounds
Tyrra
like-
said she wanted her father at home where she could visit him. So
In
could
a
be
cemetery.
in any cemetery is fine.
Yeah, just a cemetery where no one would disturb the grave markings.
Okay.
She's meaning that if they just bury him on the side of the road, she might in the future have trouble finding his grave marking, and she doesn't want that.
All right, well, we'll wrap up the father, and we can bury the bodyguard. Maybe we can mark the grave in case we do find some family who want to come and exhume them and bring them back to their hometown or something.
How much space is there on the wagon? I mean, you said it was full of alchemy supplies. Is there room?
No, the side. It has a fold-out part for the alchemy. The inside is actually almost like what would be a modern-day camper. It's got like bunk beds, a small stove,
Pizza oven.
Well, not one that fancy, but or was that another turtle van joke?
It was.
Oh, okay, all
I'm
right,
just-
gotcha.
It's
Got it.
callback. It's a little callback.
Yeah,
Gradduk turns to Cremone. How much further do we have on this trip? Because this body will probably start getting ripe if it's too long.
at
he
least
doesn't know
another.
how far we're going.
Well,
Is it?
at least another
Good.
fortnight by the maps? I know I lost them, but we've only
Is it
traveled
poss-
2 weeks, and it's at least a month.
Is it possible at DM that I could
Yes.
use frostbite to like freeze the corpse?
Yes,
Or
if
is that
you
a
applied it
temporary?
it
twice
would
a day?
keep it in a
It's a cantrip. All right.
state
I
that
can-
would slow rigor mortis enough to prevent.
I'm going to say that aside
Hard.
to Gradduk and whoever else. If we're all together, and just say that we can take care.
You know
of
what?
that situation.
Yeah. You know what? Tyrra, why don't you come and help me repair these reins for Henry?
I'm not so much hiding it from her, just saying that we can keep the ripeness down.
Yeah, but so while you do that, I'll keep her
I'll start
occupied.
digging a hole for the bodyguard.
Okay.
All right.
All right, and I'll cast frostbite on the on Papa.
Cam's going to keep looking through the chest to see what else is in there.
Yeah, I was just going
Okay.
to ask if there's something underneath that shield.
Mhm.
I mean, if no one's bothering to close it up,
It just won't stop looking at me.
Is there somebody under there that's saying, I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids?
There's a set of bracers underneath that are emblazoned with a metal, like gold longbow with an arrow on it on the forearm piece of the bracers.
Do I have any knowledge of that or fur?
That is a good question.
Yeah, would
actually.
I, being
Let me-
from Xylona?
I'll allow
Me
a
too.
history check for that.
All right.
or are they all
Right.
still watching?
12. Oh, 18 plus 6. 18. That's good.
Okay. With an 18, you actually kind of pouring through your memory, recall the Heroes Guild that you guys came from, the 5 heroes. 2 of these items most likely belong to 2 of the 5 heroes before their passing. One was a paladin of Xylona who carried a shield, and there was a half that group of 5 heroes as well.
We
We
missed that.
lost you there for a second, Joe.
Oh,
Well,
that was a
Half.
the halfling. There was a
Okay.
halfling archer that was part of the
Okay.
group of 5 heroes.
Hmm.
You would assume that those were his bracers.
These are these gifts for the couple?
No, they're being transported to the main man of this town of Rockshash.
Oh, right,
He's
it's
paying,
for
he's
a-
buying them for his personal collection.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
we feel a little torn about transporting something that we believe still should be in the hands of the guild.
Yeah, being from Xylona, it's a little Xylernia. It's a little distasteful, but
Gradduk, you're over digging away, digging a hole, and it's actually a lot easier because in Hermone's pack there actually was a fold-out shovel that actually made this job a little. It's not very big, for your large hands, but it's still easier than trying to do it without any type of digging implements.
You got it at Joe's Army Navy surplus.
Right. Joe's might be copyrighted, though. I don't know if we can use that. But you're glancing over at the Minotaur skeleton while you're digging, and you see his great axe laying there, and he was smashing through a lot of stuff with that great axe, and it looks like the blade has still perfectly retained its sharpness. There's not even a nick out of it.
Okay. Well, I guess I slide on over there to pick that up and see how heavy it is.
When you pick it up, it actually feels like it's perfectly balanced. A few good swings, and you can feel that this is just, again, not just a mundane great axe.
Well, then I take that with me and count my blessings. Yeah, go back to digging my hole.
All right.
But so you weren't saying that he was going to use that to assist in digging the hole?
No.
Oh, okay. He just happened to. Okay. Yeah.
Notice that it was a weapon of exceptional quality.
Got it.
I'm surprised
So-
that it's not heavier, being as big as that Minotaur was.
Right. It's actually, well, to him, he was using it like a battle axe. You're using it as a great axe, but the functionality is the same. But again, it does feel exceptionally light and well balanced, even for a great axe for you.
So do we notice that he's done that, and then it gives us an idea, because we haven't looted the other skellies yet, have we?
Seeing him grab that and going back to digging his hole, it does maybe have a little bit of a light bulb come on. Yes.
Yeah.
Can I try to
these guys
stealthily
up.
put on the bracers when no one's watching?
Right now, no one's paying attention, so you could probably just slide them on. But
make him roll. Just kidding.
but if you would like to do it stealthily, Camellia, of course.
I mean, if no one's like, if you're not going to challenge it, I'm not going to fight for it. So, all right, I just put them on and try to
I wouldn't say no one's watching you. That shield's watching you.
The shield's
I don't
upside
know.
down.
I don't know
I'm
about it.
always kind of watching you. At this
I
point,
put the
but,
shield face down on the ground, and there's nothing else in the chest.
No, just those two items.
Okay, and the only one that really saw me pull them out was Eénsek.
Well, if you're keeping
Oh,
an eye on Camellia,
Ferr
I'm
saw
gonna
them
go.
too, no? Or
I saw that they were in there, correct? But
Right,
I
but
think I
you
walked
left
away to
with-
go.
You left with Tyrra, right, to tie up the donkey.
She puts them on
Yeah.
and wraps her outer garment or whatever. She kind of does just wrap. You make sure they're kind of hidden, so
Gotcha.
it looks like not showing them off.
I don't see this.
Um,
Our dungeon master is frozen. He's in the
Yeah.
frozen dungeon.
You didn't miss the corpse and hit Joe with your freeze spell. Okay.
There he is. He's
Okay,
back.
sorry. I apologize, everyone. I'm having some slight internet issues tonight. That figures, but they're always very short and very temporary. So I am back. Yes, Cam, you can
Spell.
put those on and use your normal clothing to hide them.
Okay,
um,
and then I'll
I got
put
a
the shield
question.
back on top.
got a question for you, Joe. The great axe that I got is am I able to tell the quality of this, or I guess the rarity of it?
Um, you know that it's not just normal. You know what I mean? You're not going to walk into a blacksmith in a town and have him hanging this on the wall. You're not sure quite what the quality would be. Someone would have to identify it, but it's definitely of an exceptional quality.
Because I asked because of like if I'm going to put it on, obviously there's different ones. There's there's ones with names on it. There's green ones, blue ones, purple one, and I don't know.
It's getting towards the evening. You guys will probably be setting up camp soon. Trevor, you have the identify spell, correct?
I have detect magic.
Oh, but not identify. Okay.
Not identify. No.
Okay.
So is how's our Henry hookup coming? Oh, it's perhaps better than the Wi-Fi hookup.
I would say you guys probably have gotten him by now if it's starting to get dark.
Yeah, so maybe if she's just putting the finishing touches on Henry's harness, or at least making sure it works fine.
Yeah, you guys
I
can
think
tie
I
them
might-
together. You don't have the skills to actually repair them, but you can tie them together and make it work like it's
Make
supposed
do.
to.
So while she's finishing that up, can I go check out some of these skelly bodies?
Yeah, absolutely.
While this is all going on, Cam
Yeah, I
just
guess
climbs
I'm-
up on
Go ahead.
top of the wagon, like the roof
Mhm.
of the wagon, and is just like keeping like a sentry lookout, all
Okay.
around the area.
Like a prairie
All right.
dog?
Sure.
I'm gonna check out some of these potions. Are they labeled? Does anything like stand out or? Well, you know what? Well, I mean, they're kind of all magic, right? I mean, I guess detect magic isn't really going to help me all that much.
Not of knowing what they are. Also, it's
They're all
closed right
magic.
now, so you'd actually have to like open the case on the side, like where it folds out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Are you going to be that blatant in front of her to start picking through the potions, or?
No.
I mean, you could always ask her.
Yeah, well, I did earlier,
Make
but
some
it
health
was
pots
kind
or
of
something.
there's a lot going on, so well, I'll come back to it.
Okay. All right. Ferr,
Yes.
you are able to go over to the skeleton bodies and pick through them to see what they have. Each of them have a few gold coins on them, amounting to about 23 gold pieces in value altogether. But the main thing that draws your attention is that the Minotaur skeleton on its belt has a satchel that it's kind of strung through to make a belt pouch. That seems to stand out because everything else on them is very worn and old, and that seems very new in comparison to everything else that they have.
Okay. I just take out one of my daggers and slice it off the belt
Okay.
and take a peek inside it.
You open inside is a scroll that's rolled up, a piece of parchment, and a floppy hat.
So what was this? A pouch? Did you say?
Well, it's satchel sized to you guys, but on
Okay.
the large Minotaur skeleton, it was like a belt pouch
Okay.
to him.
Okay.
It's like a man bag.
So it was an ornate
you, yeah.
satchel.
Well, not even ornate, just new. You know, it's not something that's been on his person a long time. Like his loincloth and belt are aged and worn. Like
Okay.
maybe he was buried with them at some point before he was raised from the dead. This looks like he hasn't had it with him that long.
And what was in it?
A scroll and a floppy hat.
Yeah.
Can I unroll the scroll and see what it says?
Yeah, absolutely. Opening it up, it's actually a message that has been written in the common tongue.
Lucky.
And it says,
Natish, our agent and Burlong have been successful at obtaining more artifacts that the old fool Fulmerin will want to add to his collection. These can be used with the included disguise to infiltrate his home and finally obtain the accursed Necrobane sword. This is the order of our great master Necronominus. He wants it destroyed. Do not fail in this task. Our unlife depends on it. Kermone is the signature.
On life.
Ooh.
bum, bum, bum. Wow.
Wait, what? Did you
Well,
say
he's gotta
Cremone
relay
was
it.
the signature?
So,
Karoom?
I've just read this.
Karoom? It's not Cremone. Karoom?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
okay.
Oh, I was like, man, that took a really hard twist.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, that's right. That's where
I
my
might
head
have.
went.
Yeah, I might have. I think that was the internet messing up, not me.
And what was it? The Necro Bane?
Necrobane sword.
So I'm gonna gather the three of you guys around. Tyrra, can you just maybe get some food and water out for Henry? I gotta speak to my
I
cohorts.
actually have something for all of you. Well, I'll gather it together while you're talking.
Thank you. All right, so we gather around.
Cremone too.
No.
It
Come on.
wasn't his name. I misspoke.
Still,
No,
don't
I know. We just don't know if we want him in in this conversation.
No.
No.
Private conversations that do not include Cremone.
So Gradduk, I saw you take that beautiful axe, and it gave me an idea to check out these skeletons myself. I found some gold coins, which I'll distribute amongst us, but I also discovered a scroll and a floppy hat, which I'm not sure it's all about. Eénsek, maybe you'll have some insight in that. But let me read the scroll to you guys and see what you can make of it. Joe, can you read it again
Yes.
No, you have
in
to
my
remember
voice?
No. I mean, moo, Nadish, moo. No, okay, kidding. Nadish, our agent in Burlong, has been successful at obtaining more artifacts that the old fool Fulmerin will want to add to his collection. These can be used with the included disguise to infiltrate his home and finally obtain the accursed Necrobane sword. This is the order of our great master Necronominus. He wants it destroyed. Do not fail in this task. Our unlife depends on it. Herum.
What was the name of this collector? Ferninum?
It's the guy these things were going to. In the wagon.
Fulmerin.
Phil Marin.
Yeah.
Phil? Like Phil?
Is that like Phil?
F-I-L. Phil.
Phil,
like filling
Marin.
up a-
Okay, one word.
Filmation.
Right, Filmation. Phil Marin. Okay. Yes, let me have a look at this hat.
Yeah, while
I
you're
will
looking at
cast,
that,
Detect
So-
magic on the hat.
So it sounds like
It's magical.
Sounds like this place that we're going for Tyrra is where this Necrobane sword is. Could be putting ourselves in more danger.
yes, but I think he, maybe unbeknownst to him, has put his entire town in danger. So I think it would behoove us, no pun intended, to get there as quickly as possible. Let him know, share this message with him, and let him know that what's what.
Well, Tyrra did say that he's rather wealthy. Maybe this information would be worth something to him.
I think, yeah. Regardless, it's going to be worth saving an entire town's lives. If at the minimum, this man's life. I'm sure he has no idea that he himself's in danger. Perhaps his entire town. If all of we can refer to Necronanimous as Necronanimous, and
I hope so.
so their entire horde. Yeah, I mean If they want this thing destroyed, if it means that much, we've just come across, 6 skeletons? They have an entire army. We need to get there quick.
Yeah, and if they've penetrated this far into Aetheron, they could definitely get other places.
Yeah. And Trevor, you actually recognize the name. We'll just go off of your
I was going to say the
previous-
School of Magic.
well, your previous history check. This was actually another item.
I could do another history check if you want. Or at least like rolling dice. Oh, he's frozen. He's pissed at me. I'm not sure. I like rolling. So I know it's magic, Joe.
I think he was going to say it's another item, perhaps from the 5 heroes.
Oh,
The leader of the 5 heroes used.
I recognize it. Okay.
Use a blade. It was actually just a pommel, but it is said that the blade was pure sunlight and was the bane of all evil beings.
Oh, so the sword that Filmarin has is the leader of the 5 heroes' weapon.
Yes.
A Necrobane?
Necrobane is what they called the sword. That might not have been what the heroes called it, but
what is the
villains
floppy hat?
called it.
Did I miss that?
Oh, yeah, but what's the hat then?
It's magical, but you don't know what it is.
Okay, so I don't know a school of magic or anything like
Illusion.
illusion.
So, at this time, Tyrra returns.
May I
and
hold
she
on
has
to
a-
that, Ferr?
She has a small bag that she presents to each of you. Inside each of these are 3 potions of healing. Seeing the battle, even though I was a little distracted, I noticed that your health was quite thrown to the wind as you rushed into danger. I thought these might be of aid to you. So
Thank you,
here's
Tyrra.
3 potions of healing, and as we travel together, I can continue to brew more.
Wonderful.
It's not a fast process. I won't be able to get many of them, but as I produce them, I can hand them out to you. And a scroll that my father came across. You sir are a wizard.
I am.
This is something he had been saving to sell, but I wish for you to take it if it helps you in your endeavors. After everything all of you have done for me, I feel like it's the least I can do.
Oh,
And,
thank you.
She presents you with
It
a
is.
scroll of a spell called Silvery Barbs.
Oh,
Ooh,
silvery
nice.
barbs. I know silvery barbs.
And then she says, I have some mundane magic ability myself. I can identify magical items, so that's something I can do for free for you. It does take some time, but it's something that I would happily do if you needed any assistance with that.
Can you tell me something about this axe?
I can cast the ritual and tell you exactly what it is if you wish.
That would be great.
All right. Perhaps we could pull off the road and set up camp then.
Yeah, I was just setting up a fire, so I'll go back to that.
Okay. So you guys get a camp set up. You can actually pull out the overhang. It makes kind of like a stall for where her father would sell potions. It's a good camping spot that can keep you guys out of the weather. And also shield the flames a little bit so that the light isn't super obvious from the road. So she begins the identify ritual. Curtis, it is a +1 great axe.
Awesome.
That is +1 to attack and to damage. Does anyone else want anything identified while she has the ritual going?
Oh, wait a minute. She's got a. What about the hat?
Yeah, she'll identify the hat for you if you want.
Yeah, let's do it.
All
I
right.
was just going to put it on, but
It's a hat of disguise.
Yeah.
While wearing this hat, you can use an action to cast the disguise self spell from it at will. The spell ends if the hat is removed.
Where's Cremone during this moment?
What's he been doing?
He's actually got his pack out and is digging out his dinner utensils and getting ready to cook one of his overdone meals.
Hot
Okay.
pockets.
Evening.
If Cam can get her to identify the bracers, like, you know, on the side, like without kind of revealing it to Cremone.
Okay. Yeah, he's not
Thought we
really
already-
paying attention to what you guys are doing right now. He's pretty absorbed in what he's doing.
Didn't we already figure out what those are from?
What they're from, but not what they do.
Okay, gotcha.
But they're bracers of archery.
Oh.
While wearing these bracers, you have proficiency with the longbow and shortbow, and you gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls on range attacks made with such weapons.
Ooh, nice.
wait, is she identifying them?
Yeah, she's using the ritual identify.
Can we then do the same on the? Obviously, no. This is a Xylona's shield.
But okay, hey, well, hold. Time out.
Okay.
Camellia asked her to identify them.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do
Away from us. Yeah.
away from us.
Yes.
Or away from Cremone, at least.
Okay.
I mean, on the slide, just kind of like, hey, what are these?
but okay, but she doesn't know that you took them from the thing that they're supposed to be delivering for
Nope,
supposedly
because they
some
didn't
money.
didn't know what was in there. She
They
said.
didn't know it was in there.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, they had no idea what was in the
Okay. Okay.
Can I? I'm going to say, at least to Tyrra, that we've come across a scroll from the Minotaur skeleton that indulged some information that we found very interesting, and it caused us to feel the need to open the crate that you were carrying, just because we felt like if we didn't know what was in there, it might endanger us more.
Yes, I understand. I have little experience adventuring. If you think that's what is best.
Can I ask her then to see what's so different about this Xylona shield? What the roving eyes are all about?
Yes, she'll identify the shield. Even though it's definitely a Xylona's flocked shield. This one is
I'm aware of
special
that.
and
Never seen
magical.
anything like this, so yeah.
It's a sentinel shield. While holding this shield, you have advantage on initiative rolls and wisdom perception checks. And that's why the eyes seem to follow everyone, because the shield itself is aware.
You have what? I'm sorry. What now? Advantage on
Initiative
Okay.
and wisdom perception checks.
Gotcha.
Seeing as I'm carrying a Xylona shield with me, now that we know the benefits of what this magic shield does, would anyone be opposed that if I carry that with us on the rest of the trip? I feel like our mission's twofold now. Obviously, we need to deliver Lady Belusha's ring, but perhaps more important is getting to this Fillmore or whatever his name is, and perhaps saving a great deal of lives. So I feel like we should be able to do any means necessary to make that happen, including Camille. You keep those bracers on. I'm going to take the shield.
Well, nobody knows she's got the braces on.
Well, I saw her pull Tyrra aside out of the corner of my eye. Yeah.
What is that?
All right, I would like to roll for stealth.
Yeah.
Sleight of hand.
Should I roll for?
It's also worth mentioning that the note did say that their agent in Burlong delivered the items for that specific purpose. She said they were given the items by Brother Norman. So it's, I mean, if 1 and 1 equals 2, it's a good chance that.
Oh, so
Brother
they were set up by Brother Norman to deliver these items on the road.
So that they would be ambushed by the skeletons. The skeletons would use the hat of disguise to pretend to be them.
Wait a minute.
I was too busy trying to type the note out that I wasn't paying attention to what you were actually saying.
I want to figure those things out. All right.
Should we roll for?
I mean, I was just gonna say, if at this point, I think, our delivery of our first package as well as saving this guy's life is more important than these items anyway. So even if he's expecting these items, if they're going to help us on the journey, that's the most important thing.
That was the
agree.
point I was trying to make earlier.
If we have to give them back, we have to give them back, but we can use them in the meantime.
Yeah,
exactly what I was trying to say.
I was just trying to say that they weren't items that were requested by Phil Marin. Mm-hmm. They were items that were going to be used to get into where Phil Marin's collection is.
It was just, it was a way to get into his. It's a way to infiltrate. It said in the
scroll, so no one except the bad guys knew what was in this crate. So no one's expecting it. So we probably need to keep them.
Gotcha.
Okay. Wait a minute.
I was kind of assuming that, but I didn't. I mean, just because
Brother Norman paid Tyrra and her father to deliver this crate that they didn't know what was in it because they were going to the wedding. Mm-hmm. Inside the crate were items the skeletons were going to use to infiltrate Phil Filmation's house to steal the Necrobane sword.
So they were going to use these.
Yes.
They weren't just decoys.
Yes, and probably take the half payment back.
A little of both, because they were gonna, like Phil Main knew that stuff was coming to him, right? Because they said that she got paid half up front, didn't she?
By Brother Norman. No. Brother Norman paid
them.
Oh,
Brother Norman.
Yeah,
that's right.
They probably were just going to take the gold back from them once they killed them, use the stuff that you found in the satchel to infiltrate, and the weapons were going to be the bait in the chest to get into. So
Tyrra and her dad were just hoping.
So we're talking amongst ourselves, and it says something about this disguise. So, like, I'm not looking for insight. Like, it says something about a disguise, right?
The hat of disguise.
The hat of disguise. Okay.
While wearing
so we
the hat,
discovered that was the hat of
action
disguise.
to cast
okay, I got you.
Disguise self.
Gotcha.
So even a skeleton could put it on.
Yeah,
I'm
up to speed.
It wouldn't hold up to scrutiny like someone
touching you,
touching it. It would feel like a skeleton, but it would have been enough for people that weren't suspicious to get them.
I'm up to speed.
So Tyrra and her dad were going to the wedding to cast the fun spells to throw rice. In the meantime, Brother Norman said, "Hey, since you're going there, take this to Phil's house, and I bet there's some stuff in here you'd be interested in, and you'll probably earn some money off that too."
Yeah. So Brother Norman's on the take.
Yeah, he's.
The note mentions that our agent in Burlong.
Yeah, so he's obviously the agent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
While all this is fascinating, I only joined this party for the coin. And my understanding is that you got some gold there, and we're supposed to be distributing that. So, but it's an odd number. So how is that working?
I'll tell you what. I'll make it an even number. Yes, Cam.
We can always break it down evenly, and then whatever's left over, keep in group loot as group cash.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I was going to say, I found 23 coins. Let's just say it's 20. That leaves 3. Give them to Tyrra, or we'll say it's group cash. Whatever. Gradduk, you found a hell of a nice axe,
5 each. I got it. Yep.
So do we add that to our thing somehow, somewhere?
Yep, inventory.
What are we doing with the extra 3? Giving it to Tyrra?
I mean, I would vote yes. She just lost her father.
Yeah, I say give it to her. Add equipment.
Oh, okay. If there's a little stack of gold that says like on the side. So we got, what do we get each?
5?
5 each.
Got it.
Oh, don't we have? We should have more. Don't we have a lot of gold from different things, or no?
I don't know what we got on the last one. I don't know if we found anything. Who
I
went
don't
around?
think we just got some health pots and then we ran off. So
That's true.
Okay. And do we put our health potions somewhere, or do we just know we have those?
they're in your inventory.
That's in the inventory.
You can go to
as
manage inventory and potions of healing, and then just increase it.
Potions of
The campfire kind of
Healing.
keeping an eye out. She notices that Kermone is peeling apples, and he'll peel them and then set them in a pan next to him. And when he turns back to start peeling the next one, Henry swings his head over and grabs the apple and eats it. And this continues through about 5 apples before Kermone goes to drop the apple and goes, "What the hell's? What happened to my apples?" And starts looking around like in a really confused manner.
we see it out of the corner of our eye and giggle.
An ass making an ass of the ass.
So after he shoots accusatory glares at everyone, he puts the pan in front of himself and starts peeling more apples.
What time of day is it at this point?
It's towards the evening. Maybe it would be 6 p.m. in the conventional time.
Do we have other food, or do we need to go find food?
You guys have trail rations. If
yeah, I have some. Yeah.
Okay.
He's cooking a meal. He seems to, I don't want to say have a never-ending supply, but he definitely has a lot of preserved foods packed into that enormous pack that you've been carrying, Gradduk. So
I put that on the wagon just so everybody knows.
Okay,
it's now on the wagon.
All right. But he has a large salted pork that he was going to cook with the apples that now probably won't have a very strong apple flavor because he's only got 3 left after Henry ate 5 of them. So,
damn donkey.
Donkey.
Okay.
All right. So we all eat. We all.
Yep. Time goes by. He prepares dinner.
Do we camp? Do we move on now that we've grabbed the ass and we've tied him up?
Well, it's getting dark, like dark. So
sorry, Jesse.
That's kind of what I want to call the episode now.
I was waiting for the opportunity.
I missed
it. All right. Yeah, you guys can all help yourselves, and with some bread. It's a salted pork stew, so very good food. You can fill up. It's that comfort food. You're definitely sleepy afterwards. If you guys want, you can definitely get off to sleep.
Definitely taking a watch.
Yeah, I'll take a watch as well.
Okay. 2 and 2 again?
I'm guessing Tyrra is going to sleep inside the wagon. Didn't you say there was like a bunk or something in there?
There are bunk beds in there, but she actually curls up with Henry on the ground outside. Just
all right.
She seems sad, and Henry is very comforting to her. So tonight, anyways, she will be sleeping with Henry.
I think it would be best if we took watches in pairs. Just based on the trouble that we've run into out here.
I only
Agreed.
need 4 hours of sort of
Rest.
yeah, but it's not rest. It's what do we
It's
say?
Meditation?
it's technically
Thank you.
called
Yeah,
the
it's technically
reverie.
meditation.
Is the
Yes.
elven meditation? They don't sleep.
Right, meditation. Yep.
All right.
So I can
Camellia,
take the second.
or you want to take the first watch with me?
Delighted to.
Okay. So maybe you watch one side of the camp and I'll watch out the other.
Are there any trees near the camp? Like, is it like an open field, or are we like off the side? Like, is there? anything
You're
we
off
can
the side,
elevate?
but it's a small clearing, no greater than probably 20 feet in diameter.
Okay.
It's not a thick forest. What would you call that? Like a deciduous forest. There's, you could see something coming through the tree line.
I mean, if it was the same place that the wagon was, because it doesn't sound like we've moved it. Last time that when we had that battle by the wagon, there was absolutely nothing around. So
You've moved it off
That
the
was-
road.
That was on the
Now.
road, yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Well, if there's a tree I can get in to see the whole area, or on top of the wagon, something that I can have an eye on the whole area around us.
You could get on top of the wagon. It's
Okay.
not uncomfortable. It's a solid roof on the wagon itself.
Okay, I'll do that.
It's not like a cloth roof. So
I position myself between Tyrra and Cremone so that I can kind of keep an eye on both. And
I was going to suggest Cremone gets inside the wagon, and I'll sleep underneath it.
With the dead body.
Yeah.
well,
Yes,
he's
'cause I
he's
wasn't
got
gonna
his
do it.
pad and he's been sleeping on that comfortably the whole time. I don't see why we should
Okay.
change it now.
Well, just to get him inside, and so he'd be less of a risk. That would be my only suggestion.
It's nice and cool in there.
I mean,
I can tell you when it comes to my turn to rest, I'm going to be sleeping inside, and if that means he sleeps on the ground, then that's fine.
Okay, fair enough. I'm underneath that.
You guys do whatever you want to on your rest.
Okay.
all right. So you guys start your rests. A few hours into the rest, could I please get a perception roll from Gradduk and Camellia?
I got to remember where to find it.
16.
Under skills. 16, Jesse?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Here we go. 7.
Okay. Cam is on top of the wagon, and the wagon does have a couple small windows on the side. And just while you're looking around, keeping an eye out for anything approaching the wagon, you see like a flash of light from inside. It flickers a few times, and then it's like steady. It's not super bright, but it's definitely a consistent, and it's not like a candle or a lantern. It doesn't flicker. It's more of a...
Oh, crap. This is what I was afraid of, and I didn't get to say it out loud yet.
What's
Oh,
that?
boy.
Her dad is becoming an agent of Necronominus.
You think?
I was going to say, don't put anyone in the wagon with him, because if he comes back to life as an undead in there, that's going to be bad news.
Oh.
The wagon
Well,
was effectively
So you
his
saw
safe
this.
space.
So you saw this
and-
flickering. What are you doing? Are you alerting me?
I'm just
Are
saying
you
this out loud.
checking it out? Or you?
I'm going to try to look in the window.
Would you say it's like a glow, would you describe it as a Hagnon glow?
So,
a little
So-
bit brighter than that, I think.
so Joe, if I put frostbite on him, the target must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes 1d6 cold damage. I don't know if that, I don't know if that
We don't even
affects
know
anything
that's
at
We
this
don't
point,
know.
but-
We don't know that that's what's happening. Yeah.
All right, I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. Like if something's
That
you know,
you're
coming
trying
to
to
life.
destroy the body? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
no, no. I'm trying to freeze it. Like it would. You'd think it would have a freezing effect on it, and I guess it did. But that's all.
It did.
All right. Well,
Okay.
Cam looks in the window.
You're looking at the window from above, Jesse, like hanging over the side to look through.
She'll get into whatever angle she can to kind of.
You
again,
can
as
easily
sneaky
lean.
as-
Yeah,
Yeah.
the windows are up high and small, but since you're on the roof, you can lean over the side and peer through
Yep, I'll do that.
easily. Okay. You look inside and you actually see Cremone sitting there. He has the ring box open and he has the ring out. The glow is coming from the ring. And he's kind of rubbing one hand that you guys couldn't see me doing because I had it lower than the camera. And but lower, but where you can see it. And then he goes like he's gonna put the ring on, and then he kind of shakes his head like he's stopping himself, and then slowly starts to move it towards his finger again.
My precious.
She'll turn her head away from the window and
Mhm.
do like a bird call, like or something.
Caca, caca.
Like no, like an owl. You know, like
Kookaroo, kookaroo.
Look up here. Look up here.
no, just something. So she's turning away, so it sounds like it's coming from it away,
Right.
and
Sorry,
she'll
Jesse.
pull away from
We're a
the
bunch of
window
comedians. Yeah.
and just try to like the goal is to just shake him out of his little thing and not.
Gradduk turns to look where the noise is coming from and sees Cam hanging off the side.
Correct.
What are you doing?
And points. Did you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you shushed me. So then you pointed at the window.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I move around and I also peer into the window.
The window, let's see, how tall is your character, Curtis?
Does it say on here?
I don't know.
I
if
thought
you
he
assigned-
was pretty tall, like what was it?
Gotta be
6'8" or
7,
something?
8.
Let me see. 6'5".
All right, at 6'5", you can kind of get on your tippy toes and get high enough. The windows are high up. They're not meant to be looked through. They're just meant to let light in. But yeah, you get on your tippy toes and kind of pull yourself up by the edge of the window. And you see Cremone slide the wedding ring onto his finger. And when he does, his eyes open wide and like kind of blue light is emanating from his eyes.
What the fuck? I back away from the window and look at Cam. Did Cam also see this? Were you still looking through the window, Cam?
I mean, I would have been not trying to look in the same window you were looking in. Not trying to Three Stooges the whole moment, but
When you were kind of shimmying yourself to peek up in the window, you kind of accidentally kicked me, woke me up, and I come out from underneath. What is going on? Trying to get some rest.
His eyes are glowing.
Whose eyes are glowing? The dead guy's in there.
Curmudgeon.
What are you talking about? Pick me up.
His freaking eyes are glowing. Here.
How long into this is this like their watch?
2 hours. So about halfway through.
I'm still in meditation.
I boost Ferr up so that he can see through the window.
Okay.
Wow, what the fuck indeed.
So at this point, for when you look through the window, he's got the ring on his hand. His eyes are glowing blue. He's holding out his hand, and like a magical symbol seems to be writing itself in the air.
Well, can you guys see this?
What do we do? I mean, we got to stop him. That
Yeah.
clearly isn't good.
Should we let Eénsek see this symbol first? Maybe he knows what it is. Or do we stop it? Or we should just stop it.
Let's get Eénsek. He's the magic one. I kick Eénsek in the head.
Cam,
What?
Wait,
I was
wait.
in a field.
Trevor might actually be unconscious from that. You'd better be careful.
I just tap him with my foot.
Cam
Oh.
will like
What's happening?
roll off the front of the wagon or the back of the wagon or whatever, and go in the door.
Okay.
We've
got a lot of
glowing and something's going on. We need you to figure out what this is.
And draw her bow, pointing it at
I'm
him.
sure that's
Okay.
working, but I'll
So Cam's got her bow drawn
to the ground.
let me take a look.
Kermone.
All right. If I'm looking in there, what can I tell? I guess.
Well, I guess we didn't see Cam go in
Magic
there,
don't
so
need
we don't
that.
know that Cam's in there. We're still trying to figure out why the hell he's glowing.
He's glowing. There's a
Okay.
symbol hanging in the air.
Camellia,
Fan.
you're heading towards the door, right, to open the door?
She's gonna open the door and just be like, "What do you think you're doing?"
Okay. Trevor,
Kind of
are
thing.
you going to look through the window when they tell you what's going on?
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking through the window. What do I see?
Yeah, boost him up.
All right. Gradduk lifts you up. You see that Kermone has the wedding ring on. His eyes are glowing blue. He's holding his other hand out. A symbol is appearing in the air. Some type of magic symbol. At this point, Camellia pulls open the door. As soon as the door is open, the ring comes off of his hand into the box on its own. The box closes, goes into his pocket. He immediately lays down like he was pushed, and the cover comes up over him on its own.
So all
Like
that
she
looks
symbols-
like.
Do
all
I
this
that
is
looks
just in-
like.
This is just in an instant, and then you guys, it happens so fast that the symbol is still fading from the air.
So Cam and
By the time
Eénsek
it
saw
doors.
this, but me and Ferr did not.
You guys are tall enough. I'm assuming that you could have saw that if you were still looking through the window.
So all
Well,
this
I can't
happened
boost
is if
them both up at the
he-
same time, and if I'm boosting him, I can't look through the window. So
How tall is Ferr, Nate? He's pretty tall, right? Being a Minotaur,
Let's see.
I would assume. About 6 inches, maybe 6.5.
you go to description; it's under there.
Yeah, I never filled in height and weight
Okay.
and all that. But yeah, I can see. I can jump up and down
Okay.
enough.
For ease of moment, we'll say if you weren't actually tall enough, then you could easily, with your strength, do enough of a pull up that you could be looking through.
There you go. So the symbol's still there. Eénsek, can you make
Just
make
for a
that
moment.
symbol? Did you get it enough?
Yeah. Do you know what the hell that
What do
was?
Perception.
No, that would be.
Doesn't he have a detect magic or something?
Yeah, but
Arcana.
it is magic. So
It's the Arcana
Arcana?
skill. Yeah.
okay. Oof. Low roll, but 14.
Okay. It was some type of summoning spell. You didn't roll high enough to tell what it was actually for,
Okay.
but it was definitely meant to summon something, to bring something.
Wake him up. Wake him up.
Wait. This ring seemed to have done this on its own. I don't think Kermone had any knowledge of what just took place.
I don't care if he did or not. I
don't-
bust inside and start shaking him.
Ah,
I say we
oh.
grab that ring.
what the hell? Get off me, you brute! I'm not your type.
All right.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
What am
Maybe
I
Gradduk
doing?
holds him
What
down
are
and
you
one of us-
doing?
We take the ring. Hold him down. I'll take the ring.
Yeah,
Ah,
Ferr takes the ring
Stop it.
from him.
what is the matter with you? Brigands! Brigands, I say, hell!
Calm down.
Help
Calm
me.
down.
We saw what you were doing. What was that? What was that? What was the blue and the spell? What's going on?
Have you gone mad?
Insight check.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and roll.
16.
It seems like he's telling the truth, or at least he believes that he is.
I've got this ring, just this box that it's in, just squeezed in my fist as tight as it can be.
But how do we know that this doesn't have some sort of controlling effect on whoever's carrying it? I don't think anybody should be
What
carrying
are
it.
you all
don't.
talking about?
You put on the ring, your eyes glowed, and something was going on.
You emitted some,
Casting magic.
yeah. Something you want to share with us, Ramon?
Cam leaves the wagon and wakes up Tyrra.
Yes, I would like to share that you have all gone insane.
Where did this ring come from? What do you know about this ring? It's clearly more than just a ring.
Well, Lady Belush, it was her
Supposedly it was
grandmother's
her mother's
ring.
grandmother.
Or, well, her grandmother's and her mother's, I suppose. But yes, it was a family heirloom ring. Said to protect the wearer. That's all I know. All right, Jesse, you wake up Tyrra. She's a
Very
little slow to
apologetic.
wake up, but
Very apologetically.
yes. What's the matter?
We've got a little situation with our... I'm trying to do Scottish, but it's coming out Irish. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. It's all good,
With our
lad. You're great. You're doing good.
Our manservant was putting on a ring, and some things were going on. Do you have any of that identify left to take a look at this ring he's transporting?
Yes, it's a ritual spell. I can cast it any time. It just takes about 10 minutes. I'll start preparing the ritual if you want. Oh, she yawns and is still wiping the sleep from her eyes.
And then Cam will call out to Ferr. Ferr, can you bring that here?
Yeah, I
I'm
walk
still
over
holding
to him.
curmudgeon
Yeah.
down.
I tell you, that is quite unnecessary. What am I going to do to you, you brute?
I don't know what kind of evil magic you've got in you.
I'm afraid of what evil magic you might put into me. Let me go.
Not until we figure out what's going on.
This is unacceptable. Unacceptable. If I have
does
my
that
way,
ring-
take this out of your pay.
Does that ring
I
give
walk
you
up
some
to Cam.
sort of cooking skills?
No. School
All right,
gave me
good. Take it
cooking
from him,
skills.
and then take it.
So I walk over to Cam, who's woken up Tyrra. I think I know where you're going with this, Cam. Smart thinking. So we wait for Tyrra to get her potion going.
She starts. It's a ritual spell, chanting,
Get
things like that.
In the meantime, let's not forget to keep an eye on our surroundings, everybody.
I grab some rope out of Cramone's pack and start tying him up.
I have dark vision. I'll look around.
This is absurd. I haven't done anything. Let me go. He starts yelling.
Stick an apple in his mouth. Gag him.
We don't have any apples. The ass
He's
ate
got
them all.
apples. You ate all of them?
All right. Yeah, he's pretty easy to tie up. He's not very strong, being an old man and all. So Gradduk easily is able to hold him down and tie him up.
Onto a wagon wheel.
He's quite agitated, though, that's for sure. But so Tyrra starts. She takes the ring inside the box. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I hold it out and open it up and show it to her.
As soon as you open it, she sees it. Oh my, that is a beautiful ring. I need to take it for the ritual. Is that all right?
As long as we're here with you, sure.
Okay. She takes the ring out.
You don't have to put it on, though, correct?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So
Cam is back on the roof of the wagon. Hopefully not anyone paying attention, and she's got a bow, arrow drawn, and it's pointed right down at the campfire as necessary.
Okay.
Gradduk's inside the wagon, just staring at Cremone, giving him an evil eye.
Did you gag him?
Yes. Yes, I
did. He is mumbling through his gag. You're assuming profanities at you. So she begins casting the spell. The three of you that are out there watching her, can I get perception checks from the three of you, please?
I'm watching out to
You're,
the, you know,
okay.
outside,
Anybody
dark,
who's watching her
vision.
perform the ritual.
You said
yes.
perception?
Perception, please.
19.
Very good.
I'm sorry. So I go to the long list of
Perception. Yep, wisdom, perception.
and I see
And then next to
perception.
perception, you'll see a number, and you just click that.
I click on the number.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes. A 10 plus my 1 is an 11.
Right, but because you took that shield, you get to roll twice and keep the higher of the two. You now have advantage on perception rolls.
Hot damn.
You
16,
might miss it. But the
17.
shield probably doesn't. Okay. Both of you see, as she's casting the ritual, there's an outline of her around Tyrra. It's only for a second. It's like a blue glow kind of. You don't know if it's originating from her body or just near her, but you see the form of like an old woman mimicking her movements, but like just for a second, and then it disappears for several seconds, and it returns again, and then disappears. And this goes on as she's going through the ritual, and then the old woman holds up her hands and starts to make a motion like to put on the ring, and you see Tyrra hold up the ring and start to move her hand towards it.
Am I close enough to grab her arm and stop it from happening?
Yeah, you're right there if you want to.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I do that. Whoa.
When you grab her hand just enough to pull the ring away from her finger, she seems to like almost like a come to, like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sleepy. I must have gotten into the ritual a little too much. My apologies. I'll start it again.
Wait. What did you see anything? Did you feel anything? Because we saw some stuff.
No, I was just performing the ritual as I normally would.
Gradduk, hold Cremone up to the window or out the back door. Make him watch what this is.
Okay. I'm holding him up.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold up my phone. I'm gonna videotape it so I can show Tyrra when. Oh, wait a minute. Forget it. So we're gonna allow her to.
This is going on Myth Talk later on.
I take the gag off of Cremone and I just tell him, just watch this, and hold him up.
All right, I'm watching now too. Like this is too much going on that I'm looking at this as well.
Tyrra, can you repeat what you were going to do? Sorry that I had to interrupt you.
Oh, well, yes, of course. I'll start the ritual again. Yes, no problem. And she starts going through the ritual again, holding the ring. Is everyone watching this time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This time, let's see. Okay. Hold on just a moment. This time, she's performing the ritual, and she's holding up the ring, performing the ritual. This time you guys see the shimmering image of the old woman appearing behind Ferr. And as the ritual continues, like he starts to put his hand out, like where she's holding the ring, she has her eyes closed, like he's going to put his hand through the hoop on the ring.
I'm gonna grab his hand.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Whoa, wait, what do you mean? What happened?
Yeah, for as far as you know, you were just watching the ritual. You don't know why he's holding your hand.
All right.
of a sudden.
I say we put this thing away. And we...
When you grab his hand, though, there is a blue flash of light in Tyrra's eyes, too, just for a second.
Okay. Oh.
Cremone, you saw that? This is what you're doing.
I bring Cremone out of the wagon and I start to untie him because clearly it's not a Cremone problem. This is a ring problem.
Mm-hmm.
So we never allowed anyone to put this on. Cremone, you put that ring on.
Nor should we.
And when you did, some sort of spell started being cast from your hands.
That's peculiar. Well,
Tyrra, did you get far enough to see what this ring is or what it does?
I didn't complete the ritual. No, I'm sorry. I don't know.
All I know is when you were about to put it on, Tyrra, we saw some sort of, looked like an old woman, almost like a shadow, but in a blue cast around you.
And that's what we saw about you.
You saw it around me.
Yes.
Eénsek, are you able to determine any kind of magic from this or figure out what's going on? Do you have any sort of insight?
Do I?
Do you have any sort of insight on what's happening?
No, well, I'm asking, do I?
Oh.
It is obviously some type of magical ring. I mean, you don't need a detect magic spell to tell that.
Right. I wasn't going to cast detect magic.
An educated guess might be that there's might be some kind of curse attached to it.
I mean, we probably need to make sure that nobody else can open this. We probably need to figure out a way to lock this thing up. I think we
put it back in the little box, and then we put it back in the big box that was nailed shut. Re-nail it shut.
And then put that in a bigger box, and then put that in a bigger box.
It's like a bad Christmas present.
Just saying, if we put it in the larger box with nailed shut, we will hear it if someone is trying to open it.
I'm just thinking something more secure than two boxes.
We don't have anything more secure unless we nail the wagon shut and keep it inside the wagon, inside the box, inside the box.
I don't know about you guys, but I'd feel kind of strange putting that ring in there with Tyrra's dead father. Who knows what kind of powers it might have.
I say we forget the package delivery. We bury the ring, maybe even bury Cremone with it, and get the heck out of here.
Whoa. Come on. I know. We've
Do you want to get paid?
Yeah. We thought you were all about
we're going to get paid from Phil Maroon or whatever his name is. So
I don't know if he's actually looking for this stuff.
Who has the ring right now? Is Tyrra still holding it?
Tyrra's still holding the ring?
Is Tyrra still holding the ring? Did anyone take it from her?
No.
Okay.
I'm still pointing my bow at whoever's holding the ring.
I take it because I still have the box. The little ring box.
You have the box?
I take it, right? I take it and put it back in the box. Close the box.
In all the commotion, Henry kind of walked up next to Tyrra, and he actually takes a bite at the ring, and she just barely moves it away just before he snaps it in his mouth. Yeehaw.
The
What's
ring?
going on with your donkey?
He's peculiar.
Sometimes animals have some sort of
he a-
sixth sense to them. They might know
Is he a-
when something.
Person.
A person? No, he's a donkey. He just
Was he a person?
not since I've known him.
How could a donkey be a person?
We just
We-
fought fecking skeletons.
We purchased
on.
him from some kids in a city. I think they taught the donkey to steal.
Hmm.
What's in your pocket?
Hmm?
What's in your pocket?
What do you mean? I don't.
The donkey was trying to get something out of your pocket earlier.
Oh, I had been saving some breadsticks.
Was that the right pocket?
Yeah.
Okay.
She only has one back pocket.
Okay.
Are they from Olive Garden?
Perhaps. But I don't
Tyrra,
know.
Did your
That's not how
father
bread
have,
works.
Tyrra, did your father have any sort of lockbox or anything on the wagon that we could use to secure this ring?
Yes, he had a lockbox for when he sold coin or sold potions to store the coin in.
Do you have a key to it?
I do have the key. Yes.
I say we lock up the ring in the lockbox.
I say I'm off of that. Yeah, good idea.
All right. She pulls it out. It's a small black iron box, with metal straps around it. It's got a fairly heavy lock on it, though. It looks like something that you couldn't break into easily. She pulls the key out of her pocket and unlocks it. It's empty right now.
Is there any extra spell Eénsek can put on this box to make it more difficult to access?
I don't really have anything there now.
Still think we should put that box inside the other box and nail it shut.
And then a third box. And then that one in a fourth box.
Well, let's start with that
Gradduk is
anyway.
joking, obviously.
Okay, so where does the
I'm keeping
lockbox go? Does that go
not keeping it
inside
on
the
our person.
trailer, or is it on the side with the potions and stuff?
It's inside the wagon with their
I mean,
personal
it-
effects.
At this point, even if this ring doesn't cause danger to us, how could we deliver it to the person we're supposed to deliver it to without, worrying that it's going to do something poorer than them?
Well, I think when we get there, we have a lot of questions to have answered before we give it to anybody.
Kermon speaks up. We have a responsibility to deliver it as the lady's wishes. I'm sure she's quite aware of any oddities to do with her family ring.
Oddities, it took control of 3 people
Well,
and half a donkey.
perhaps it was the wrong people that were wearing it. Perhaps it doesn't do that if it's, the right person.
I mean,
And that donkey,
I don't know.
I feel like
I
the donkey
remember
is up to no
Lady
good.
Belush, no offense. I mean, she had a look about her. Gradduk said some unkind things.
This is a gift for her daughter, right?
Yes.
It is, but I've got a bad feeling about this.
I mean, I
There's
wasn't
too
trying
many-
to be
there's
mean.
too
She just
many-
had a weird face.
Right.
Too much
And we saw that
magic
we all
and
just saw this old hag
dead.
apparition around
Yeah.
our friends
Hey.
here.
Yeah, guys, can we
That-
step sort of away for a minute again? Kermon,
Yeah.
stay with Tyrra.
The old hag in the vision did not look like Lady Belush. Like, not
Right.
a carbon copy of her.
I
Just-
wasn't assuming it was just like
Okay.
she's giving a ring to her daughter that appears to have some sort of curse or unnatural properties to it. And it's a family heirloom passed down and down and down. So let's just
All right, group
Someone
meeting.
maybe when we get to the village, the city, we take a look at the daughter, see what she looks like, and then we take this to like a priest of Etheron or something.
So
do
can
with
we
it in
all
the
agree that
meantime?
our priorities have changed a bit here? That we need to get to Phil's house first, and then we can deal with this ring.
Is.
I don't know which is the greater danger at this point.
Either way, it's going in the same direction.
What's more valuable? Just saying.
I think you can't put a price on people's lives, so that's where my priorities lie.
We don't know what was going to happen there.
Not entirely.
Well, we know that Necrononymous wants that sword destroyed, and I have a feeling he might go to any means to make sure that happens.
How do we know
Again,
this ring
but
isn't something that's tied to Necronominus as well?
Well,
we don't
then
know
we'd
that,
have to
but-
suspect Lady Belush.
I just
Part
think
of
it's
it.
interesting that we have this sword for Necronominus, and we've got this ring now with magical powers, both going to the same town. It just
And the
seems
shield.
like too much to be coincidence.
And the bracelets.
Well, part of me would say go back to Burlong and question Lady Belush, but then we risk
We can't go back.
Rakshesh getting razed to the ground. So I
We're
say
already
we
halfway
continue forward as quickly as possible.
We just maybe alter the timeline on delivering the ring until we can maybe ascertain some more information once we get to.
I agree with that.
Rakshesh.
My question is how much of this information do we divulge to Cremone and Tyrra, if anything? Or do we just say, we got to pick up our pace and we got to get to Rakshesh right quick?
Well, let's put it this way.
What
If
do we do
happen to
with the ring?
maybe lose Cremone in the forest, if he can make it back in a timely manner, we'll be at Rakshesh before he makes it back to our
the
town.
man had a map and he fell in a lake.
That's what I'm saying. So we'll get there before anyone even knows there's a problem.
It was a river.
You're saying we let him drown?
I'm just saying, if we stop and let him go pick some mushrooms and carry on without him.
As curmudgeon-y as he is, I don't feel right just abandoning this guy to his own.
Yes, I think.
Let's just go.
Probably-
Let's
I think
go.
he's our burden as much as this
Let's
I think
skip
we're
the
kind
rest.
of
donkey
all
is
awake
a
right
beast
now.
of burden.
Let's skip the rest and go. If people need to take a rest, they can do it in the wagon as we move along.
What
can
do
take
we
turns
do with the ring?
going.
It's locked
It's in the
up right
lockbox.
now.
It's in the wagon. Let's move, and we'll take
in the
shifts
crate?
in the wagon.
Because the
resting.
crate's empty now. So
Hmm.
Put the lockbox in the crate. We can nail the crate.
A
I
box
say
in a
somewhere-
lockbox in the crate in another box in a wagon.
Yes.
and
All
then
right.
you can
I-
sit
I
on
say
top
we-
of the wagon.
All right. I say we
Maybe
break
no one
camp
goes
and go.
inside. Don't go inside the wagon.
Maybe it's even the presence of these skeletons. I think we need to get out of here.
I
We
agree.
need to move on.
Let's move. Let's break camp and move.
Okay.
I think
Right.
Okay, so we go back over to Tyrra and Cremone and let them know that we are going to keep moving, and they can rest in the wagon while we move and go from there.
With your
yeah.
dead
So
father.
I guess
If you
I'll
wish.
sit in there first.
Come on,
It's almost
sis.
like we'll take shifts in there with the ring, so I'll sit in there with it.
Okay.
I'm very tired. If you can keep the big one away from me, I will go back to sleep.
And you can,
Tyrra, are you awake enough that you can walk with us for a little bit while those two take some rest?
Yeah, yes, I can.
Okay.
I can drive the wagon even if you wish.
That would be
Perfect.
great.
Sure. You see her kind of open the alchemy doors on the side of the wagon and grab a potion out. Help keep me awake. She takes a swig, caps it, and puts it back in there.
Is that a ye old 5-hour energy drink?
I was going to say,
It's
Cam's
Mythic
got one of those.
mythic
Fountain.
amphetamines. Yes.
Mm.
Camellia, why don't
Mythoss,
you
little helper.
That's a different blue glow.
Right.
That's a gray vein Mountain Dew.
She's pushing the wagon because Henry's not fast enough. Yeah.
Xylona's little helper.
Camellia, why don't you ride on top of the wagon just to have a better view of things as we move along in case we get ambushed again?
All right.
All right. You guys set off. Trevor Eénsek will need to finish his meditations, otherwise he won't have his spells come the morrow.
Now, he hasn't
only
used
2 hours,
any
right?
since we leveled up. Does he still have to meditate even if he hasn't used spells?
Yes.
He used the freeze
Oh,
one.
Oh, that's right. I can't trip.
All
No,
right.
that's
Well, yeah. I guess while we're going, I can meditate as we move, right? I mean, we can.
Yeah,
sit
the-
on up at the
shotgun.
top of the cart or in the back or something. And
The I
actually,
don't know what you call it, the pilot's chair for the wagon seats too. So if you wanted to sit up there with Tyrra, you could.
Sit shotgun.
Actually,
And I just walk
can do.
alongside.
I can do. Oh wait a minute.
Yeah,
What's
Henry
a
is
short-
strong, but he's not.
What's a
fast.
short rest for me, then?
1 hour? A short rest. Is
So
an hour.
once per day, arcane recovery. When you finish a short rest, you can choose to expend spell slots to recover up to a combined level of 1, and none of the slots can be 6th level or higher. I don't even know what that means. Combined
Right,
level of 1.
but you have to rest every night to regain the use of your spells.
Of the arcane recovery.
No, just that's
Oh.
that's how spell casting works.
So what is this? What is this arcane recovery?
Arcane recovery is if you cast a spell, you can take a short rest and choose one spell slot to put back into active service.
Gotcha. Okay.
You
so
can
for
recover a
everything-
spell that you've already cast. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So yeah, I can either sit next to Tyrra, or I can go in the back.
I'll walk if it's too much weight on the wagon.
Henry is very strong. He's not fast, but he could pull the wagon with everyone on it, no problem.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Never
good
mind.
wagon, and he's a strong donkey. So that part's not really an issue for him. So
How much longer till daybreak do we have, Joe?
probably about 6 hours.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay. So
It
I'm
was-
walking alongside. Ferr's inside with Cremone. Eénsek is sitting next to Tyrra, and Camelia's on top. And we're
Yes.
trekking along.
Yes. All right. You guys are continuing down the road. It's dark, but you know, you guys are out in the wilderness. The stars are shining bright and everything, so it's not like it's total darkness. You can see fairly well. As you guys continue down the road, there's several points that seem like would be good ambush points for you know, if anyone was going to attempt to attack the caravan, but it's the middle of the night, so the bandits are probably sleeping too. So you guys continue on. In about roughly 6 hours, the sun begins peeking up over the distant mountains, and you guys have made it to morning without incident.
Sweet.
Are you guys going to stop for breakfast or anything like that, or will you press on?
I say we
I
can
need
go.
some rest at this point. Been walking through the night, and So-
Will you
You
take-
can take my place, Gradduk. I'll get out and keep walking. I say we keep rolling if we can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We can eat
Yep.
and walk and
I'm
Mhm.
good
same
now.
time.
So
Cam, you good with that?
Fine with me.
You guys can eat the trail rations. They don't need to be prepared. So,
Okay.
all right.
Keep going.
So we just rotate who's sleeping, who's riding, who's driving. So we just keep moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eventually, Henry will have to rest.
Yeah,
but
Henry's got to rest.
eventually. But until that point, you guys are good.
so maybe we make it to like midday or something.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. Sure.
Okay.
I mean, if you really wanted, Tyrra can give him a potion of his heroism if you want to try to make it till nightfall.
Throw him an apple.
Give him some of that
Well-
5-hour energy.
Let him have a good rest.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Go
You
find
guys
some
continue-
apples for me.
You guys continue on. A few hours past daybreak, you guys can hear a little bit of a commotion up ahead. It sounds like maybe a group of people talking, but in a brash manner. You know, some people yelling at each other, but not in an angry way, like there's a conflict, but like there might be a camp up ahead of people who are rowdy. I'll put it that way.
Whoa. Do we, can I, whoever's driving, is it Tyrra still? Want to hold up just short?
yeah. Okay. She stops the wagon. Yes, of course.
I wonder if we, a couple of us just want to walk ahead and see what we're walking into. We've got some valuable items on us here, and I'm a little hesitant just to roll up with everything. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Well,
I'll go with you.
We also need to eat. So how about I set up camp while you guys work ahead?
Yeah.
Take a
That
look.
sounds good.
So I
Yeah.
set up camp and
Give
come
Henry a
along,
rest.
get some food started up while I do this.
All right.
So Ferr and I will go stealthily forward.
Oh, okay.
If there's
Don't
any
forget,
woods for
if you
cover
need
or
it, Eénsek, don't forget you have that hat with you if you need to disguise yourself.
Oh, do I have the hat?
Yes.
Well, I don't need the hat because I have a disguise self spell. So if someone else wants to take the hat,
Maybe give it to Ferr so you guys can both
All right,
go,
so
just
I
in
thought
case
Ferr had it. So
they're looking
Ferr
for us.
can take it. Yep. All right.
Does my shield with the eyeballs on it help in any way with a scouting mission like this?
It does aid with perception, so it will help you notice things.
So if we get up within eyesight of whatever's going on up there, we kind of can stop short and maybe assess what we see.
Right.
Okay.
So as you guys continue down the road, you don't travel that far down the road before you start being able to make out some images. Jesse, if you could bring the map up for us, please.
There we go.
All right. You guys see a group. It looks like 4 humans, 2 goblins, and an orc gathered around a small campfire. One of the humans is like, yeah, and then I kicked him in the head until he was dead. And the others start laughing at the story.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
There's that.
They're right where we got to pass through, Eénsek.
They are positioned on the road in such a way that you would think they were waiting for someone to come through from your direction.
Hmm.
They were waiting. Okay. In that case, I am going to cast Detect Thoughts. Probably on. There's 4 humans, 2 goblins, and 1 orc.
Yeah, the orc is a pretty stout orc. He seems like he would be the leader of this group.
I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts on the orc then.
Okay.
So
Does that have a saving throw?
Oh, am I 30 feet? Wait a minute. I don't know if I'm 30 feet. Shit. No, I'm too far from him. Shit. Okay.
You'd have to move about halfway between where you're at now and them.
Yeah. How do I unuse? Shit. Damn it. How do I unuse this? I can't unuse it.
If you click on the hand twice, I think it'll go back to where you can move your character.
No. The detect thoughts spell.
Oh.
Yeah, itself. Like I
There-
click use.
There's a
And,
spot 30 feet away from the orc that's like right behind the tree.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say it's just Ferr and I. I mean, we'll put on our stealth, and
Like-
and move up to those trees, like about.
Yeah, like if
Back
you,
here.
I'm just gonna move your character
Hang
for
on.
just a second,
Yeah,
but like
just
if you
gonna
moved like
move
right
above
there,
here.
yeah.
And it's still 40 feet away.
Well,
Shit.
right here.
I don't know. Are we in the trees? Can we go in the trees? I mean,
That would be,
You can go into the trees. Yeah.
all right,
Yeah, you can move.
and that would be right at 30. That's 29 feet where I had it.
all right, right there. So right where I am, right there.
Hmm.
That is
Fur, you
28
want to move
feet.
up
You're
with me,
good.
or do you not want to like do this? Do you want to get any closer, or no?
Yeah, I'll move up, but I forget how I access the map, you guys. I'm sorry.
Click the play button on your character up on the campaign Allegiance quest. Click the launch
The little
game.
triangle.
Oh, yeah.
Play button, yeah.
Launch game button?
Yep.
Okay, got it. Okay. So I can... Should I go with you or should I go over
Yeah.
here?
I would say go with me.
Okay.
Stay together.
That way you guys can talk.
Yeah. Smart. Okay.
Probably should have cast that mage armor just in case.
I mean, do I cast that now, or do I have to like?
It has an 8-hour duration. So
Oh, it's 8 hours. Okay.
yeah.
All right. I will cast mage armor.
If it lasts longer than that, you should probably see a doctor.
And I will cast detect thoughts on the large orc.
Okay. Does that have a saving throw?
Yeah, let me see. You can read the thoughts of certain creatures when you cast a spell as your action. From each turn until the spell ends, you can focus your mind on any one creature you see within 30 feet. If the creature you choose has an intelligence of 3 or lower, or doesn't speak any language, the creature is unaffected. Okay. Intelligence of 3 or lower. I can't imagine that. You initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature. I guess there's no save.
No save?
Wisdom 14. Yes, there is. Attack
Wisdom.
save. Wisdom
Okay.
14. Yep.
I will make a wisdom. That is a 13.
Yes. There you go.
So
All right.
he failed. You
So
said a 14, right?
Yep. You
Yeah.
learn the surface thoughts of the creature, what's most on its mind at the moment.
All right. His
I
surface thoughts, you just get kind of an impression of what he's thinking, right?
Mhm.
He's annoyed by the rest of the group of bandits that he's with. He doesn't like, it feels like he doesn't like being this close to them or interacting with them this personally. And he's feeling like he was paid well to do this job, but if the people that he was supposed to ambush don't show up soon, that he might end up strangling some of the bandits that he's working with.
So, should have looked. I should have read this whole thing, I guess. You initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature, what is most on the mind at the moment. As an action, okay, so it's an action. You can either shift your attention to another creature's thoughts or attempt to probe deeper into the same creature's mind. If you probe deeper, the target must make another wisdom saving throw. If it fails, you get insight. and it's something that looms large in its mind. If it succeeds, the spell ends. Either way, I guess if I probe deeper, I guess either way the target knows that you are probing into its mind. So I'm not going to tempt fate on that. I'm going to switch as an action my attention to one of the bandits, anyone, the guy I guess who's probably closest to him, right here. Somewhere.
Is it an action then to relay any of that stuff to me yet or no?
I haven't said anything to you, but I could say, he's, I haven't gotten anything yet. He's just kind of annoyed about his company, I think.
But
what?
I obviously didn't hear what Joe said technically, but I did, so it's more than that.
Well, what is it? He's annoyed that he has to be around these guys. What else did?
He's
Well, then if it takes much longer, he may start taking them out, which would
if
be
he has to wait for the
us.
people that they're paid to ambush, he's going to start strangling these guys.
No, that's true.
So if you were to tell me
I don't know if that was literal or figural, though. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I know we're in a hurry, but
all right. So they're waiting for someone, and he's getting impatient about it. I mean, I can't imagine. We don't know if they're together. I mean, he's saying if he says something like, I might strangle these guys if I have to wait any longer, it's like kind of, it could be a figure of speech, too.
It could be, but is it worth waiting for? I know we're in a hurry, but
we're not attacking them. I don't say we go in and attack them. I say
not
we just
the two of us,
wait.
for sure. But
No, even all of us. I would just say right now, we just wait and see what happens for a minute. But either way, I'm going to try and probe the mind, since he's talking about these other people, of one of the bandits. Now, if I do that as an action, if I go to a different creature, as an action, you either shift your attention to another creature's thoughts. Okay, it's only if you probe deeper, if you fail or hit, then they'll know.
Right.
But if you shift, they don't know. That's the same thing as okay. All right. So I'm gonna shift over to the bandit and see what his surface thoughts are.
Okay. 1 second.
Wow, this is deep.
Why did it do that?
No, that's not a good question.
Oh, there you go. All right, he will attempt to make a wisdom save. That is a 14. That
14.
bandit resisted your attempt.
Okay.
Unconsciously resisted your attempt to probe his thoughts.
So this is just an offsite. Questions verbally directed at the target creature naturally shape the course of its thought. Oh, this is if you're like interrogating somebody directly and you're asking them questions.
Right.
Okay, never mind. Got it. Okay. Yep.
Do you want to try a different bandit?
Can I?
I
mean, that's an action. So do I have another action?
Yeah, I mean that's every round you get another action. So as long as
this
nothing...
is just actions. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try another bandit. Sure.
Okay.
You might have to move. I don't know that you're 30 feet away from the other bandits.
All right. This bandit rolled a 6. He fails. Whoa, let's not get crazy. His surface thoughts are that these goblins smell like ass, and that he wished that they hadn't sent goblins with them.
So the goblins are with the humans. They're humans, right? I mean, are they all?
Yeah,
human
all the bandits are human. Yeah.
So the goblins are with the humans. The orc seems to be the connection, and we don't know who's coming to meet up with them. But the orc is getting impatient with everybody. So it seems like the orc is the outside party. The goblins and the bandits are together. At least that's what I'm getting from them.
They're waiting to ambush somebody, and they're looking in our direction. So it's a good.
Are they waiting to ambush somebody, or are they waiting for someone to meet up with?
No, he said that he got paid. He's wondering if it was worth
I
that he
miss all
got
this?
paid. I don't know.
You're detecting the thoughts, but you're not picking them up.
I know. I'm trying to read as to what I'm supposed to be doing here too. So I don't know if you
Right,
can relay the orc's thoughts again to me, Joe. I apologize. I just didn't.
No, you're fine. You're fine. There's a learning curve to all of this. So he was thinking that he was annoyed with the goblins and the human bandits.
Right.
And that he's sick of being around them. If the person that or if the people that he was paid to ambush don't show up soon, that he might just end up strangling the people that he's supposed to be working
to ambush someone. Okay, so they're waiting to ambush someone. Okay, gotcha. I missed that part. Okay.
Yeah. So, knowing the shit we've gone through up until now, I'd say it's a pretty safe bet. It's either us or Tyrra and her dad that they're waiting to ambush. So,
I mean, of course, but how many
long do we sit
ambushes
here?
are there?
I don't know. This stuff's obviously pretty valuable.
Unless these they were waiting for the skeletons, thinking that they were going to take off with whatever was in the cart.
Who knows?
Boxes within boxes within boxes.
Within boxes. All right, I say we sneak back and just kind of relay things to everybody and see what everybody wants to do.
Or would it make sense for maybe me to sneak back and relay that while you stay here and keep an eye on what's going on?
Oh yes, because I'm perfectly protected by myself.
Well, I mean, you're hidden and they don't know you're there, right?
I'm being stealthy. I don't know what do I need to roll for something like that? Or is it
you might stealth? In the future.
Okay.
You don't right now because they're not paying attention right now. They're kind of focused on eating. But once they're done,
I'm not thrilled with.
You're not comfortable with that? That's fine. We'll go back and
not really.
We'll go back and relay the info to the group.
Let's go back here.
All right. You guys are able to move away. They're still distracted, and make your way back to the wagon.
Now, are they out of range? We can hear them, or we can kind of see them. Or...
They're, the especially the bandits and the goblins are just boisterous. They're telling stories or making fun of each other.
They're not the best ambushers in the world,
right?
Should we pull the wagon off the road a little bit?
There's only one road, which makes it a lot easier for them. I guess it's probably their thoughts on that.
Yeah. So we're going to relay what you probed their thoughts. So fill the rest of the group in, Eénsek.
All right. So as written, I've tell everybody what's going on. That they're waiting to ambush someone. We're going to assume it was Tyrra's father's caravan, and maybe not. I mean, maybe we're waiting. Maybe someone's coming the other direction. We don't know. But they're kind of a ragtag group, and the orc, the largest of them, is getting very ornery and disgruntled with the rest of them waiting for this prey. And all I can think of is that they expected them to be somewhere at some point, and they're not. So I'm assuming that they were, our delay and our holding back of Tyrra's caravan has caused them to wait a while for this expected
so there's 4 bandits, 2 goblins, 1 orc. The orc's getting restless. The bandits think the goblins smell like ass. They definitely, like you said, are not a cohesive group.
Sorry, I forgot that part.
If we wait it out, they might just start tearing each other apart.
But we also need to get to the town because that's in imminent danger. So
we can't sit
and
here
they're right in the path
for the rest of the day. So
it would be really nice to know who they're waiting to ambush, so that we could maybe slip past them. If you know, like if they were waiting for Tyrra and her dad, maybe we can have her be disguised or something and sneak past them. I don't know.
The wagon is
Oh,
going to
yeah.
go through the forests.
Yeah, we
So
wouldn't.
could one of us put on that hat and walk up as a goblin and just say, "Hey, fancy meeting you guys here. What are you doing here?"
Try.
You could try, but you don't know if there's another goblin that's a part of their band. You know, it's worth a shot. You don't know how they're going to react to it, though.
Yeah, if we could. I mean,
Footballing here, guys.
if we're gonna go up closer to them, if we're thinking that we're gonna have to fight them, or there's a good chance we're gonna have to fight them, it would be, I think, worth it to have Eénsek probe deeper into that orc's mind to know kind of, who they're after, what they're doing. We might be able to
Unfortunately,
learn
I've
something that would
used
help
my
us.
detect thoughts. I don't have many more detect thoughts for the day.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Until the rest. Somebody, is there music like?
I hear like something.
Yes.
Okay, I thought I was having a stroke. So
No.
my eyes are like pulsating with the beat.
I wondered what that was. Cam, what do you thought? What are your thoughts?
Well, if there's goblins and orcs up ahead, I say we unalive them.
Well, if
Kinda
we're gonna
wise.
do that, we should probably figure out what we're gonna do with the wagon and curmudgeon and Tyrra, and a strategy for who we're gonna attack.
We put Tyrra and Cremone inside the wagon. Someone drives the wagon. I'll be hanging off the back or on top, hiding. And as we get closer, I'll just start picking them off, and then you guys rush in and start smashing them.
So we're going to use the wagon as the bait and make them attack us?
I mean, it's going to happen no matter what we do.
But if we can wait
But
a
we
little
know they're there.
I don't know.
There-
Yeah, let's just go. Do we want to go after the leader first, or do we want to try to take out some of the other ones? What do we want to do?
Well, we don't really know who the leader is. I
The
know the
most
orc
formidable
is kind of
fighter is going to be the orc.
From what you guys could see of them, it looks like the orc and goblins had melee weapons, where the bandits did have melee weapons, but they did have bows. So you can kind of discern their strategy, that the orc and goblins will probably rush forward in melee, and the bandits will hang back and use ranged weapons. It looked like they were set up for that type of combat.
I don't think we should bring the wagon. I think we should leave the wagon here with Tyrra and Cremone, and the four of us go ahead and strategically figure out how we're going to attack and take these guys out.
The wagon
Sure.
is cover, though.
Well, there's a tree line. Two of us, we can split 2 and 2. And I say we go up there and wait at least. I mean, we traveled through the night. I know we're in a hurry, but we made good time.
All
If
right.
we wait a little bit, perhaps they'll make it easier on us by,
They may get frustrated enough to leave or take each other out.
yeah, they may at least cause a distraction enough for us to get a better surprise attack on them. Can we go? Do you want to split up in those trees again and just sort of sit until we have a signal that we've
All right.
waited long enough?
Ferr and Camellia go south,
Roger that.
and Gradduk and I will take the north woods. If I can
Okay.
get my, icon. I don't know where it is.
Oh, that's probably
I can't-
because I covered it. in
There
font.
you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And
So
with
we've
that-
left
like,
the cart back in the back, right?
Wait,
where
wait,
we
wait.
were.
And with that, we've reached our time limit for this episode.
No.
So if anybody is
Oh.
curious what is going to happen next, find out on the next episode of Legion's quest. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
I
Yeah.
Bye.
Woo.